Hello. James needs to prepare for the big QA list this week. Yes, there is a lot to test and check out. It's exciting. Hello. Just finishing up my dinner real quick. All right. Welcome to the dev stream. We made it. It's Friday. Let's design some dungeons, shall we? Hey, Matt. Thomas, how's it going? Thomas moved quite a bit of items over to test. So we're going to do some bug testing today. And then when we get through that, I think we'll see how much time we have. If there's enough time left, probably just gonna do like an hour stream. We will jump in and maybe build a dungeon or two. Have some fun playing around. So let's jump in. All right, so one of the first things you might notice, if you click on enemies, there's no longer player starting locations here. We're still playing around with that, but right now you can add them from here. We're going to end up moving that, I think, into the inside of this menu. Well, we're working on that. So, pretty cool. So before, one issue we were running into is the starting locations were in this menu and people would add them into the level, but that didn't actually add a player to the level. It just added their starting location, so they'd hit play and then it was still a one-player map. So now you have to add the player before you can add a starting location. So, just a nice quality of life thing. It'll make it easier. But yeah, still playing around with that. So first thing to check out. The game now warns you about undue data loss. So when you hit play, the toggle should work too for optional players. Oh, cool. Okay. So yes, you can mark if players are optional or not. So like if this dungeon has to be 4 players, like if you design the puzzles so that you have to have 4 players in it, you can mark it. It's 4 players, or you could set, 4th player's optional, but you have to have 3. Have to have 2, but you could have up to 4, right? And then if you remove them, then you just have 2. So awesome. Okay, so when you hit play, when you hit play, your undue data gets lost. It's totally gone. And before, we didn't really warn the player about that. It just happened, and then you'd come back. If you tried to hit undo, you can't undo. So, right now we can undo some stuff down, undo it, right? But if we hit play, for the first time that you hit play, you'll get this message. It'll say undo history will be lost upon exiting build mode. This pop-up will not appear again. Got it. So now I go into play. Can't undo. Just make sure it doesn't pop back up again. and then if we leave, does it come back up? Okay. So it's a one-time thing. Just so the player knows, we wanted a way to make sure that was communicated so that, you know, the first time you're playing, you don't come in and, you know, want to undo something but accidentally hit play. Try loading up like an existing dungeon. Some point in the future, we may implement saving the undo redo history, but it's a very low priority at the moment. Yeah. Doesn't really cause any issues, I don't think. Okay, so other thing I want to test, I'm actually going to close the game and reopen it. See if that message comes up. Okay, so it's just a one-time thing. Cool. Alright, that's good enough for now. Very cool. We've been waiting to implement that one for a long time. I think we created that card in 2020. That's cool. Okay, slightly reduce the light radius the player has when holding the lantern. So I think we talked about this last week. So when you have the lantern out, it gets really bright. Like there's a really big radius for the lantern. So we played around with the values and found what we think is a pretty good light ratio. So this is without the lantern, and when you grab it, yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Shows you about 3.5 squares worth of vision up and down, and about 2.5 left and right. Or no, 2.5 both ways. Because it's a circle. Cool. Yeah, I think that's good for now. We'll continue to play around with it and make maybe some small tweaks to the lighting, but I think for now it's in a good spot. So while we have this set up here, another thing that got modified was before the area where you could light a torch with the lantern was off a little bit because it was trying to interact with an already lit torch instead of trying to light one that wasn't lit. If that makes sense. So like if I light this one, if I came over here, like if I came over, like if I was standing in front of it right here and like tried to light that one, it wouldn't work because it would try to interact with the one to the left. But now it works. Seems good. So with those changes, let's see if the ghost enemy was affected at all. Oops. Need a way to hit him. So the ghost enemy can be attacked with the lantern when it goes into devil mode. Okay, seems pretty good. From like further away. Okay, nice, yeah. It seems good. I only tried it from the left side, but it's fine. Seems good to me. Alright, next bug. When changing tile colors with a tile already selected, change the color of the selected tile. Okay, so if you select like one of these purplish tiles, then you go to change the color, the tile you had selected would still stay with whatever you had selected before. Now it changes with it. So that's nifty. Just click each color and make sure they're all changing. Okay. Oops. Yeah, looks good. Sure works with walls too. Yep. See if it works with doors. Oh, whoops. Yeah, the doors are going to change color based on the wall you put them on. So I'm just going to look at it on the cursor here. Yeah, seems good. Okay. Check the decor real quick. Yep. It's a little tough to click these buttons down here. We might want to make them a little bigger. Alright, cool. Good enough stamp. It's the little things that really matter when you're working on tool development. Yeah, for sure. Just those small little quality of life things, you know, make a big difference. Alright, cool. I'm going to close that out. Tooltips hanging off screen. Okay. Oh, this was a resolution problem. Either that or make the cursor smaller. I think the cursor, I kind of like the size of the cursor, because it's kind of like the size of a tile. I don't know if I can test this one. Well, yeah, I can test this, right? Because I can go in to settings and change the resolution. Hopefully this won't mess up the stream too much. Seems all right. Oh yeah, we got to add the ghost tooltip. Okay, I'm going to leave this open until, because Matt opened this bug actually, so I'll wait till Matt tests it out on the Mac build, and then we'll close it. But for now, I think it's fine. All good on my end. You're impressed that all this technology is working? Like with the resolutions? Is that what you mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty cool that you can just like change the resolution ad hoc. Okay, this one's interesting. So, spawning on top of a pushable block. When you run towards a solid object, it will push the block you're standing on the opposite direction. So, this was a weird one. You've got a streaming setup that's adjusting to a game changing its resolution, that's streaming to a service that's streaming to me. And at the end of it, I can still see the game. Yeah, that is pretty impressive. That's a good point. Okay, so before, when you spawned on a block, it would like push it if you like ran against the wall or something. So, and the only way to spawn on a block is if you do something like this. Like you set up a trigger so that, you know, the blocks spawn underneath you. And then you're stuck in it until you walk out of it. But yeah, okay, so this is still kind of a bug. Because it still does what it was doing. I don't know that it's necessarily game breaking, because it's a bit of a weird situation, but okay, that was kind of cool actually. and like split them in half. Yeah, so when you run against something else, it'll like push the block in the other direction or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. If there's a good way to fix that, we probably should. Like, just make it so that, like, while you're on it, you can't push the block or something. You can disable pushing a block you're stuck in. Okay, cool. Yeah, that'd be nice. Okay, I'll leave that one open for now then. All right, next one is bats fly through objects. Okay. So with tall objects, the bats kind of like we're clipping through them, I think is what this one's about. You bumped up the bat Z layer for this one, so they should appear to fly over the top of most things. Nice, okay. Whoa, that was weird. The delete room thing like stayed on screen. Huh, and then when you hit undo, it actually undoes both deletes. Like I deleted one room, deleted a second, then you hit undo, it brings them both back. Let me write that down so I don't forget it. Deleting multiple rooms, then hitting undo, and then all back. Yeah, it probably should be smaller. We never really made adjustments to that. We just like got it in. It's definitely really in your face right now. Okay. Well, that's not even the bug we're testing right now. It says got it and not confirm. Yeah, that that's a good point too. Never even realized that. Those are really? Hang on. Delete this room, got it. That's funny. Ring around the bookshelf. Nice, okay. Yeah, that looks good. Let's try the fountain. Want to get it like right in the middle of the fountain. Okay. Yeah, so it flies over the fountain too. That's cool. So I guess the fountain still like blocks line of sight, which is actually kind of cool. All right, bookshelf. We'll fly around. Now, do we still get lag when there's like a million bats trying to pathfind? That's still an issue? Okay. You made whitish walls as another alternate color? Oh, cool. Yeah, there's definitely some chug there as it's trying to pathfind through these. There's something a little weird about the bat hitbox. I don't know what it is. Like, if you try to like go around them, like this, like from the top, you always run into them. Like, I think it's because the hitbox for the player is like at the feet. Like, yeah, from the top, the hitbox is a little weird with the bats. I think it's because they're flying, so you don't expect like them to hit your feet when you're coming at them from the top, but they do. Does that make sense? You should be able to hit them easier. Okay. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, because they're in the air, like you would expect them to hit like where your chest is, I think, and not like where their feet is. Yeah. Hitbox for the flame enemy is off too? Okay. Box for bats. When walking from top down to the at chest. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, maybe we could play around with the hitboxes a little. Oh, yeah, because... yeah, because with the flame's an interesting one because its body is much lower down, you know, like... Yeah, I think... And actually, even from, like, the bottom, I think the flame feels like you're getting hit a little too close. It's like the bottom and the top for the flame. What about bats? Yeah, for bats, I think the bottom might be okay. Maybe a little adjustment from the bottom. Okay. Box 4 times 2. Okay, just making quick bug cards so that I could come back and fill those out. Yeah, the sides look okay. While we're at it, you know, maybe it's all the enemies. I think the from, you know, the top down on the slime is good because he's really simple. Or from the bottom, maybe it's a little close. What you can do is prevent them from damaging the player via collision with the player's feet and then shrink the hitbox a bit. Okay. Yeah, I think even here, it feels a little bit like you shouldn't get hit that close, right? Yeah, perspective's so weird. The Warthog's kind of hard to test because he runs at you. Yeah, I think the Warthog from the bottom too, so I think it's really just the player, yeah, maybe if we move it up a little. Oh, from the top. Yeah, top's pretty okay on the Warthog. It's just the bottom. Just like the slime. Yeah, lizard, same thing, just like top and bottom a little. Definitely from the top, yeah. Because you're like hitting the lizard's head, not its body, when you walk down towards it. So I think, yeah, that's another one where the perspective's kind of messing with it. Yeah, we could probably adjust that one. Okay, cool. Yeah, if we shrink the player's body hitbox, that should be good. Oh, right. You don't take damage from the statue, so... Never mind. Okay, well, I was testing the bats, and then I got distracted. I think they're good for now. You know, we still have to fix up some of the lag, but yeah, they're flying over stuff. It's really cool. I like how they fly around the bookcases. All right, what else we got? I think that one's good. Flame enemy clips under pillars when jumping. Lag is a tough problem. I need to break up the pathfinding, so either not everything is pathfinding on the same frame, or not all a bat's pathfinding is done in one frame, or a mix of both. Sounds tricksy. Nice. Okay, yeah, that looks good. So before the flame would kind of like clip through the pillar. This actually looks really good. Like he hops over the top of it. Yeah, looks good. I don't think there'd be any clipping here, but I'm actually just curious if he'll follow me. Okay, cool. Still need to fix the flame shaking when it lands. Yeah, I don't know when that happened. It's a little bit cool because he's like a flame, you know, but yeah, we should probably fix that. Let's see how he does with the bookshelf. Okay, so the bookshelf he'll hop around. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, he clips the bookshelf like when he goes to jump, it looks like. Kind of a minor thing, but okay. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I'll just make a new bug that just says like flame enemy clips bookshelf when jumping from behind it. And then we'll close this card out. Okay, repeating floor switches grouped and placed next to each other can trigger something if a player runs quickly back and forth on it. Okay, so this one, I think I was supposed to show you. I did a couple of videos showing what the floor switch collision would look like if the player isn't allowed to touch both. Okay, hang on, let me watch these. So is that first video? Can the player touch both in that first video? Or is it just the second video that they can't? Oh, along with the bats, I also tried to get fireballs to fly over the top of objects. Oh, nice. I didn't even think about that. I went ahead and implemented the spacing so you could play around with it personally. Okay. Yeah, so the floor switches, you know, the problem was... There was a minor problem, but like, let's say you set up something like this, where you have 2 repeating floor switches, and then you have a chest here, and for some reason you group these together, and you wanted to make it so that something has to be on both of those for that chest to appear. So like you need to push a block onto this one and then stand on this one, and that would make the chest appear, right? But if you just do this and you wiggle back and forth, you can make the chest appear. At least that's how it was before. So now it looks like that's fixed. So yeah, I think we're good on that one. Yeah, I think it looks fine. You know, like you step off enough and you're on the next one. Get out of here, flame enemy. You're not heavy enough to trigger my switches. Okay, cool. Well, that is a very healthy weight, thank you very much. Yeah, we don't talk about her weight. Okay, yeah, that seems fixed to me. I mean, I did what I was doing before, and it used to trigger the switches before, so I think that's good. Okay, so the bomb radius, so we initially increased the bomb radius to double, which was really big. We put it down now to 1.5 the range, so this will be a fun one to test. I think this is probably going to feel a lot better, because 1 times the range felt too small, and I think 2 times just felt a little bit too big. So let's see. I'm excited for this one. Let's do something like... Actually here, let's put a cracked wall so we can test how far away we are. We blow that up. Something like this. Like that. Okay. So if you put a bomb here, would you expect it to blow all these up? I think so. Put a bomb like here. Yep, maybe those front ones. There's like right there. It's interesting. Okay, so from about here, you're blowing up the wall. That feels pretty good to me. You think 1.25? I don't know, like that seems pretty good to me, you know? Like it didn't blow up these two, but it got these three when I put one like right here. We have to think too about using it against enemies. We want a little bit of range so that it's a decent weapon. And like there, yeah, I put one like right there. Blew up those two, but didn't reach that. Okay, yeah, and Matt, when we get a Mac build, play around with it and let me know how it feels for you. And if you think it's too much of a range, let me know and we can see if we need to change it. Alright, let's try it against enemies and see how it feels. Yeah, that seems pretty good for enemies. It's like only really hitting the ones I expect it to, for the most part. Try that one more time. Admit it, you just like killing slimes. Yeah, you got me. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Killing a lot of baddies with bombs does feel good. Yeah, it's very, very cathartic. Okay, this one was a little weird. I think I noticed this on a dev stream. If an arrow is shot at an area where two wall pieces meet, the spark animation gets eaten up between the area where the wall pieces meet. So if you shot an arrow like right here, the sparks would like end up inside of the wall, like all messed up. So let's see if it still does that. Very minor stuff. We're starting to nitpick a little bit because we're trying to polish up the game. Okay, let's see. Yeah, seems good. Cool. Probably test this easier with like blocks, right? Like. Yeah, seems good. Cool. Bug fixed. When lighting a torch, the area where the lantern hits to light the torch seems off. Okay, we tested that already. Let's, you know what, there's one more test we can do. We gotta test it with wall torches. So we'll just do this. Player a lantern. I think this will work. So if I have this lit already. Okay, nice. Okay. Yeah, it's a little weird that you're like aiming this way and it lights the wall. Maybe we need to scale back the lightable area for the wall torches a little. Hi, Jamie. How's it going, Jamie? Yeah, that's a little weird. Totally unrelated to the bug, but if you're facing this way, like towards this torch, it'll light that one. Torches are weird. Wall torches can be lit if the player is facing to the side. Yeah, that should be good enough. Okay. What was the bug I was testing? Oh, right. So, yeah, that bug itself seems good. I'm going to close that. Z area of torch is off. Sometimes torch flame appears behind torch. Okay, yeah, that was a weird one in build mode if you were putting down torches. Like, it was putting the flame behind the torch. I think we're good. Okay. Good enough. I think it's fixed. Mixed with wall torches. I don't think it was even a bug before with wall torches. I don't remember. But it seems good. Local indie dev burns down game. Oops. How many torches is too many torches? Look, I made a good level. Look, guys. Alright, I think that one's fixed. I'll keep an eye on it. If I see it pop up again, we'll make a new bug. Okay, so two big cards that we had open for a long time. The Play Mode UI and the Build Mode UI. So, for those that have been following along with the project, we revamped our entire UI. And these cards were sitting out for a while because we had some other things that we still needed to do. And I think we created some new cards to cover that stuff, so that these could close out. Should probably add a restart button in the menu, so in a multiplayer. Add a restart button in the menu, so in multiplayer a group can start over. Okay, yeah, we did that because you can escape and hit restart. Totally forgot that didn't used to be in the game. It's crazy. New escape menu, we've got that. New inventory panel with drag and drop features, yep. Which is super cool, by the way, for those that haven't seen it yet. So the inventory, shows you what your left and right mouse button is. But if you're using controller, it'll show you the controller buttons. These are all mapped to. And then you can just swap stuff around however you want. You can pull it out if you don't want to use it. And you see it's, still active right now. We're working on that, like actually pausing the game. Right now it doesn't pause, but it will. Yeah, pretty cool. All right. And then update art for equipped items, update hearts, update how keys, items, and gold are displayed, and add restart option to escape menu. Okay. I think we're good. I'm going to call that one closed. I mean, we've tested all this stuff out because this stuff's been in the game since like November. So, build mode UI rework. Starting equipment will pop out a window when clicked. So that's that. 4 tabs, 1 for each player's equipment. Categories become tabs, so these are tabs now. Adding a new player, we're still working on that. I think we have a new card for the adding new player stuff. Add a toggle to each character to mark them as required or optional. Okay, we have that. New toolbars, cycle buttons, escape menu. Player from starting locations. Highlight active room. Okay. Yep, we have the active room highlight. So yeah, I think this card's good too. All right, well, would you mind showing off the optional players? Oh yeah, we didn't really get to test that, did we? Yeah, let's do that. Oh yeah, I gotta update this tooltip so it doesn't say make sure to add a player starting location from the enemies tab. I have to update that. Okay, so you can mark these as optional, which I showed earlier. But let's test it out. So okay, so wait, how does this work then? If I hit play. Okay, so if I hit play, it's only going to have one player. And then what? Do you have to like on the top there's a button. Yeah. So I unchecked these three. So they're now optional. So like now, let's say we made player 2 required. Okay, then we've got both players. But then if they're, okay, so if they're optional, then how do they play if they want to? So that, I guess we'll have to implement like on the play screen or whatever, right? Once we get to that point. Oh, there's another button you're talking about? Play the level, and then in the game there's a button in the top right of the screen. Oh, okay. Nice. I didn't know you did that. Oh yeah, that's cool. Click here or press squiggle to add players. Hey, that's cool. Okay, so that is not how I thought that would work. That's awesome. So you can do that mid-game then, which I guess is fine. So, okay, this is really cool. So then if you made 3 players required, 3 of them are going to show up, and then when you hit the squiggle, the 4th one shows up. Because they're optional. Or you can click up here. Oh, that doesn't work. Okay. Okay, but the squiggle works. That's really cool. Yeah, weird. So you can be playing a 1-player game and you're going through, and multiplayer is optional in this level, but whatever. And then your friend comes over and he's like, hey, what game are you playing? And you're like, hey friend, I'm playing Super Dungeon Designer. And they're like, oh, is that a single player game? And then you're like, not anymore. Bink. And then you hand them a controller and then you both play together. Okay, try doing that with the menu open, see if that breaks anything. Okay. Hey, what's up, Danny? Thanks for swinging by, man. Layers, yeah. Alright, so let's say I have this in my hand and then I hit the squiggle. Okay, doesn't affect anything, we're all good. Now showing James's hellscape level. Yeah, isn't it beautiful? Okay. What else? So if we go to... Okay, so what happens if... Back to build. What happens if I step on this and then start to hit more players? Okay. I mean, yeah, they just kind of spawn in and you're done. That's fine. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the multiplayer inventories. Yeah, that's really cool, though. Right now, because of that glitch with the blocks, there's actually a puzzle you can make. You can... never mind. I'm not going to mess with it. Definitely add some checks for when a player is allowed to spawn. Okay. Yeah, we might have to revisit this once we actually have, like, stats and stuff that we're tracking for the game. Like, world record time to, like, beat the dungeon and stuff like... I don't know. Well, we'll figure all that out later. This is really cool, though, for now. I didn't know you implemented it like that. That's awesome. That's actually going to be really cool for, like, GDEX and some of the conventions and stuff when you've got somebody playing a single-player game, and then we can just be like, well, do you want to play with them? And then, bink, there you go. Now, if a player hits it by accident, that'll be a little bit of a problem, but not much you can do about that. I'll make it drop in, drop out. That's interesting. Yeah, that would mess up with the inventories, though. But because then, like, what if player 2 picked up an item and then dropped out? And then is that item just gone, or does it somehow transfer to player 1's inventory? I guess we could just, like, drop it in here, you know, like in the bottom of, like, player 1's inventory. If player... Well, no, because then that would be a way to transfer items. We don't want that. Make them drop their stuff. Yeah, that makes sense. I like that. Yeah, honestly, yeah, that'd be cool. And then when we enable PvP, you could make it so you kill other players to take their loot. Yeah, Diablo style. They drop all their gold, and then you steal it and quit the game. You steal their Stone of Jordan and leave. And since you can't pick up duplicate items, you couldn't cheese it too hard. Yeah, true. What else? What else can we test with this? So presumably if everyone's required, they all spawn in, and then you can't spawn in more players, obviously. And the message goes away when you have 4 players, so that's cool. And I assume the message goes away once the 4th player spawns. Yep. Okay. I think we're good. It's pretty straightforward for now. Oh, does it? It affects the stream quality? Wow. Okay. Well. That's funny. There we go. What else could we test? It's not banned in build mode because the lighting isn't changing. Gotcha. So, okay, what if player 1 is over here? Okay, let's mark them as not required. And then if you spawn someone in, okay, so they spawn wherever their starting location is, even if they're in a different room. That's cool. You changed how they spawn in. Before they were placed kind of round robin style. What does that mean? Oh, you mean if they, like if you spawn in without starting locations? Is that what you mean? Okay, that's still the same. So what happens if you spawn in without a starting location? Okay, so you just spawn in on the same tile that player 1 was on, because that is the default starting location, is whatever starting location player 1's was. Now they are ensured to spawn on their own starting location. So if you had only placed starting locations 1 and 3, player 2 would start on player 3, and player 3 would spawn on starting location 1. Oh, gotcha. Player 2 starts there. So player 3 starts down there. Player 4 also starts down there. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. And I mean, if you don't want that behavior, then set starting locations, right? So very cool. Yeah, that's awesome, Thomas. Very cool to see. I love the arcade style, like press start to join, you know. It's fun. We'll make an arcade cabinet. Thinking players without a starting location should just spawn on P1. And then I'm overthinking this. Yeah, probably. It's probably fine. Because, like, yeah, again, if the player really wants a starting location, they can just place it, so. Insert coin to join. Yeah, there we go. The original microtransaction. Arcade coins. Yeah, microtransactions to spawn in multiple players. To access player 2, just pay 25 cents. Insert credit card information to join. Just to spend all my money at the arcade. Nice. What'd you used to play? What new adventure awaits? I like the default text. That's cool. Alright, I saved 3 more. Oh, okay, these are old. Pretty sure. TMNT Arcade, X-Men, Simpsons, nice. Yeah, they have the Simpsons Arcade game at 16-bit. It's really fun. Oh, looks like I was testing out. Oh yeah, the 6-player X-Men game, that was awesome in the arcades. Yeah, I know, they moved 16-bit from Lakewood, didn't they? It's like downtown now, isn't it? It's like on the 25th. You're terrible at them, yeah. I would often button mash in those games, but it was just fun. Oh, Ohio City? Okay. Alright. Well, I think I got through all the bugs. We're at 8:30 already. I think we'll probably wrap it up here. I do want to share that we're, well, when I say we, Matt is working on an updated logo for the game. That we're going to be sharing really soon. It looks awesome so far, so really excited to show everyone that once it's ready. And apart from that, we're also working on, Ashley's working on the running boots, where those will like speed up your character when you acquire them. It's our first upgrade that we're going to have. So in this upgrade section, you'll have the running boots, let you run faster. Upgrade your move speed, and then we're working on, you know, a few other little things before GDEX, which we will have a booth at, and GDEX is June 8th through the 12th, so we will hopefully see everyone there. And then we're going to try and coincide another playtest around that time too. So anybody that can't attend GDEX to check out the game, you'll be able to play it at home, at least for a weekend, and check out the progress we made, because we'll have some fun stuff in by then. So, but thanks for hanging out. Really appreciate everyone swinging by. Appreciate the chatter. Thomas, Matt, Danny. Always appreciate you guys hanging out. If you are lurking or watching this on YouTube, down below there's a link to our Steam page where you can wishlist the game. There's also a link to our Discord channel where you can jump in and be a part of the community as we develop the game. And we will see you guys next week. We'll be back on Friday, 7 p.m. as usual, Eastern Time, to share more updates with the game, do more bug testing, and keep on designing dungeons. So thanks all. Everybody have a fantastic weekend. Have a great night. And I'm going to play us out with the trailer. Thanks for streaming. No problem. Wishlist it. Buy this game. Thanks, Sandy. Just do it. Hey, Adam. You made it just in time. We're wrapping up.